Imagine this for a moment. Every breath you take, every thought you create, every heartbeat pulsing inside your chest is not just a biological process. It is a vibration, a frequency, a ripple of energy moving through the quantum field that surrounds you. From the time we were children, we were taught to believe that we are flesh, bones, and nothing more. Science told us we are solid matter, and religion told us we are souls trapped in a body waiting for liberation. But what if neither of those perspectives tells the whole truth? What if the greatest secret of your existence has always been hidden in plain sight? That secret is this: you are pure energy. Every cell in your body is made of atoms, and each atom is 99% empty space. That space is not really empty at all. It is vibrating potential, a sea of possibilities, an infinite canvas of light and information. Quantum physics has shown us that what we call matter is simply condensed energy, slowed down vibrations that crystallize into form. And you, right now, are both the painter and the painting, the creator and the creation, the observer and the observed. The problem is that most people never realize this. They wake up, go to work, worry about bills, argue with loved ones, and scroll endlessly through their phones without ever touching the deeper truth that could transform their lives. They are asleep in the dream of separation, blind to the fact that their thoughts and emotions are sculpting reality at every second. Here is the hidden wound of humanity. We have forgotten our true nature. We have been hypnotized into believing we are powerless victims of external forces, when in reality, every single moment we are broadcasting signals into the field, attracting experiences, people, and circumstances that match our inner state. But if this is true, then you might ask, why don't we all live in joy, abundance, and harmony? Why do so many struggle, suffer, and feel disconnected? The answer is simple yet profound. Because most of us are trapped in unconscious patterns of energy. Instead of consciously directing our vibration, we are replaying the same fears, doubts, and limitations over and over again, projecting them onto the quantum canvas of existence. Think about this. If you believe deep down that you are unworthy of love, the energy of that belief radiates outward like a signal tower. And what comes back? Rejection, loneliness, relationships that mirror your hidden wound. If you believe you are destined to struggle, your energy calls in situations that confirm your belief. This is not magic, this is resonance. Just as a tuning fork vibrates in sympathy with another, the universe vibrates in harmony with the signal you send. This is why great mystics and modern scientists, though separated by centuries, are beginning to speak the same language. The ancient sages declared, "All is vibration." The Hermetic principle states, "As within, so without." And quantum physics whispers, "The observer collapses the wave." Different words, one truth. You are not a passive spectator of life. You are the quantum artist, shaping the masterpiece of your reality. So, the real question is not whether you are energy. The real question is, are you aware enough to command it? Because here lies the revelation. The moment you awaken to your true energetic nature, you stop being a prisoner of circumstances and become the architect of worlds. You begin to see that your thoughts are electric, your emotions are magnetic, and together they weave the fabric of your destiny. Now in this journey, we are starting together. I will show you how to reclaim this forgotten power. You will learn how to shift your frequency, how to align with the field, and how to activate the quantum essence that has always been waiting inside you. This is not about blind faith or wishful thinking. It is about remembering who you truly are, a luminous being, a spark of consciousness vibrating in a cosmic sea of energy. And as you listen, let yourself feel it, not just with your mind, but with your entire being. Notice how your body tingles when you realize the truth. Notice the subtle expansion in your chest when you remember, I am energy, I am vibration, I am infinite. Now that you've begun to awaken to the truth that you are energy, let us go deeper, because this is not just a poetic metaphor or a motivational phrase. It is a scientific and mystical reality that explains why your life unfolds the way it does. Consider this. The human heart generates the strongest electromagnetic field of the entire body. Modern instruments can measure this field extending several feet outside of you. Every time you feel love, gratitude, or compassion, the frequency of your heart rises and your field radiates coherence, creating harmony within and around you. But every time you fall into fear, anger, or resentment, that same field becomes chaotic, broadcasting disorder into the quantum sea. This is why your inner state matters more than anything else. It is not enough to speak positive words if deep inside you are vibrating with doubt. The universe does not respond to words, it responds to frequency. Think of it like a radio station. You cannot receive the music of joy if you are tuned to the station of fear. You cannot attract abundance if you are broadcasting scarcity. The signal always matches the receiver, and yet, most people live completely unaware of this truth. They treat their thoughts as random noise, their emotions as accidents, and their energy as something irrelevant. But in doing so, they give away the most powerful instrument of creation they will ever possess, their own frequency. This is the tragedy of unconscious living. Humanity is drowning in distractions, chasing external solutions, while the real key lies silently within. Here is where both ancient wisdom and modern science converge. In sacred texts across cultures, we find teachings that declare, "The kingdom of heaven is within you. As a man thinketh, so is he. What you seek is seeking you." These are not poetic exaggerations. They are direct statements about the energetic nature of reality. Centuries later, quantum physics arrives and confirms matter is not solid, but energy. Particles exist only as probabilities until observed. The active focus collapses possibility into form. Do you realize the magnitude of this? Your awareness, your attention, is the creative force that crystallizes reality. When you obsess over fear, you collapse reality into fearful outcomes. When you dwell on gratitude, you collapse reality into abundant experiences. The field itself is neutral. It only mirrors the signal you send. But here's the trap. Many try to change their external world without changing their internal state. They chase money while secretly vibrating with lack. They desire love while radiating self-rejection. They affirm health while vibrating with hidden fear of illness. And then, when results don't come, they declare that this doesn't work. But the universe has never stopped working. It is always responding, faithfully, to the energy within. This is why your journey must begin, not with action, but with alignment. Before you speak, before you act, before you even plan, you must tune your inner frequency to the reality you desire. Energy first, manifestation second. The unseen shapes the seen. Imagine this: two people walk into the same room. One carries an aura of peace, the other radiates silent tension. No words are spoken, but everyone feels the difference. One attracts smiles, the other triggers discomfort. What is this, if not energy in action? Multiply that effect by every thought, every emotion, every belief you hold, and you begin to understand why your life looks the way it does. Now, here is the transformative key. You can learn to master this. You can train your awareness to notice the energy you are radiating in every moment. You can shift it deliberately, just as a musician changes notes to create harmony. And when you do, the field responds. Synchronicities appear, opportunities unfold, healing accelerates. Life begins to mirror your awakened vibration. This is not wishful thinking, it is resonance. Just as sound waves can shatter glass when the frequency matches its structure, your energetic frequency shatters the illusion of limitation and reveals the reality aligned with your highest self. So ask yourself, what signal are you broadcasting right now? What hidden beliefs are vibrating beneath your thoughts? What emotions are you radiating into the quantum field this very second? Because the future you are walking into depends on it. And here is where our path together takes a profound turn. In the next step, I will reveal to you the practice that mystics, shamans, and even some modern scientists point to, the practice of consciously tuning your vibration, of unlocking the hidden quantum power within you. This is where knowledge becomes transformation, and where theory becomes living reality. To understand how to truly harness this hidden quantum power, we must first uncover the invisible trap that has been holding humanity captive for centuries. This trap is subtle, pervasive, and almost invisible, because it hides in plain sight within the very structure of your daily thoughts. You see, the vast majority of people are unknowingly addicted to the same energetic patterns. The brain, designed for survival, recycles the same 60,000 thoughts every day, and most of those thoughts are rooted in fear, doubt, and limitation. These thought forms generate familiar emotions: worry, anxiety, guilt, anger, and those emotions create chemical feedback in the body, reinforcing the very thoughts that produced them. The result? A closed loop of vibration, a prison made of energy, where the door is open, yet almost no one dares to step out. This is the error humanity repeats again and again, mistaking familiar suffering for safety. People cling to old emotions because they are comfortable, not because they are empowering. Someone who has lived in fear for years will resist peace, because fear feels like home. Someone who has lived in scarcity will unconsciously sabotage abundance, because lack feels familiar. This is not weakness, it is conditioning. But unless you break free from it, the quantum field has no choice but to mirror back the same patterns endlessly. Think of it this way: the universe is like a great echo chamber. Whatever you send out, it returns amplified. If you whisper, "I am powerless," the field echoes back circumstances that confirm your powerlessness. If you radiate, "I am abundant," the echo comes back with opportunities, synchronicities, and prosperity. The field does not judge, it only reflects. But here is the empowering revelation: the moment you become aware of the pattern, the moment you shine light on the unconscious loop, you interrupt it. Awareness itself is the first vibration of transformation. The act of noticing that you are caught in a cycle weakens the cycle's grip. This is why meditation, mindfulness, and ancient practices of inner observation have been preserved across cultures for thousands of years. They are not just relaxation techniques. They are tools of energetic mastery, designed to help you step outside the prison of thought and reclaim your creative frequency. Science confirms this as well. Studies show that when you enter states of deep presence, the brain's activity shifts. Old neural circuits that feed on stress and fear begin to quiet. New connections, aligned with creativity and inspiration, begin to form. The heart's electromagnetic field becomes coherent, and the body begins to heal. At the same time, the field around you starts to resonate differently. People feel drawn to you, doors open, and life starts to flow. But the error is that most people seek quick fixes. They want external solutions, money, partners, success, without doing the inner alignment. They read countless books, watch endless videos, chase gurus, but never stop to feel their own energy in the present moment. They forget that the temple is within, that the altar of transformation is the beating heart inside their chest. And so the great invitation is this: to stop searching outside and begin tuning within. The shift is subtle but monumental. Instead of asking, "When will my life change?" ask, "What frequency am I radiating right now?" Instead of waiting for the world to give you a reason to feel joy, choose joy first, and watch the world rearrange itself around your vibration. The mystics called this the great reversal, the turning of attention from the outer illusion to the inner source. And when you make that reversal, you touch the true power that has always been waiting for you. Imagine yourself standing before an infinite mirror. Every thought, every emotion, every belief is instantly reflected back as form. What would you choose to send into that mirror if you knew it never failed to respond? Would you send fear, or would you send love? Would you broadcast doubt or certainty? Would you radiate lack or overflow? The truth is, you are already doing this unconsciously. The invitation now is to begin doing it consciously. To step into the role of deliberate creator, to tune your frequency with intention, knowing that the field cannot resist, it must reflect what you are. And here lies the path forward in the coming steps. I will share with you not only the knowledge, but the practical method, the ritual of energy alignment, that will allow you to shift your vibration instantly. This is the moment when the hidden quantum power within you stops being theory and starts becoming lived reality. The moment you realize that energy is the foundation of your being, something extraordinary begins to shift. You stop chasing external changes and start cultivating inner transformation. But here is the hidden revelation. The quantum field does not respond to effort. It responds to frequency. It does not obey struggle, but coherence.
And coherence is created when your thoughts, emotions, and intentions vibrate in harmony.
Ancient mystics knew this long before quantum science was born. They developed rituals to align body, mind, and spirit so that their energy would resonate with the higher realms of existence. These were not superstitions, but profound technologies of consciousness, designed to tune the human instrument to the frequency of creation. When they prayed, chanted, or meditated, they were not begging external gods. They were activating the quantum field within. Modern science now provides a mirror for these practices. Research shows that when you generate elevated emotions, such as gratitude, love, or awe, your brain and heart enter states of coherence. Neurons fire in synchrony, the electromagnetic field of your heart expands, and the body begins to radiate harmony. In this state, your entire being becomes a signal that draws matching realities from the field. You are no longer broadcasting chaos, but order, not fear, but possibility. So how can you begin to unlock this hidden quantum power within yourself? The first step is awareness, but the second step is practice. Imagine energy as light. If you scatter light in all directions, it is weak and unfocused. But if you concentrate that light into a laser, it becomes powerful enough to cut through steel. Your energy works in the same way. When your thoughts are scattered, when your emotions are contradictory, your field is weak. But when you align intention, emotion, and belief, your energy becomes a laser beam of creation. Here is a practice you can try. Close your eyes, take a slow breath, and bring to mind something that fills you with deep gratitude. It could be a memory, a person, or even the gift of life itself. Allow that feeling to expand in your chest until you can sense it radiating outward like a warm light. Now, as you hold this state, bring into your awareness the reality you wish to create. Do not just think about it, feel it as if it were already happening. Imagine the joy, the freedom, the peace of that reality, and let your body experience it now. What you are doing in this moment is sending a coherent signal into the field. You are collapsing waves of probability into the form of your desired future. This is not imagination in the childish sense, it is quantum rehearsal. Studies show that when you vividly imagine performing an action, the same neural pathways are activated as if you were actually doing it. Your brain and body do not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. So when you combine mental rehearsal with elevated emotion, you are literally programming your body and energy field for a new reality. Most people make the mistake of waiting for change before they allow themselves to feel different. They say, when I have success, then I'll feel abundant. When I find love, then I'll feel whole. When I heal, then I'll feel joy. But this is the reverse order. The field only reflects what you already radiate. To attract abundance, you must feel abundant before the evidence appears. To call in love, you must vibrate as love itself. To manifest healing, you must embody wholeness now. This is the quantum paradox, and yet it is the secret behind every miracle recorded in human history. When you practice this alignment, something subtle but undeniable begins to happen. Synchronicities appear. You think of someone and they suddenly call you. Opportunities arrive without struggle. The right book, the right message, the right person crosses your path at the perfect moment. These are not coincidences. They are feedback from the field, signs that your vibration is becoming magnetic. But remember, this is not about forcing or controlling. True power does not arise from pushing against reality, but from resonating with it. Just as a tuning fork cannot force another to vibrate, but simply awakens its tone by resonance. You too awaken realities, not by force, but by frequency. The more you practice, the more you discover that your inner state is the true currency of creation. Not money, not status, not external validation. Your frequency is your wealth, your magnet, your destiny. And as you refine it, life itself begins to transform in ways that logic cannot explain, but your soul instantly recognizes as truth. This is the path the mystics walked, the secret hidden in plain sight, the power you were never taught in school, but always carried in your heart. The choice now is yours. continue radiating unconscious patterns, or step into coherence and awaken the quantum power that has been waiting inside you all along. Now that you understand the principle, it is time to move from theory to direct experience. Knowledge without practice is like a seed never planted. You may admire its potential, but it will never bear fruit. The true awakening of your quantum power happens when you begin to embody it, to feel it, to live it in every breath. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine that the space around you is alive. It is not empty. It is shimmering with particles of possibility, vibrating with infinite potential. This is the quantum field, and you are not separate from it. You are breathing it in. You are radiating it out. You are swimming in an invisible ocean of energy that responds to every signal you emit. Now take a deep breath in. As you inhale, imagine drawing pure light into your body. Feel it entering your chest, expanding your lungs, and igniting a flame of golden energy in the center of your heart. As you exhale, imagine this light radiating outward, filling the space around you, forming a luminous sphere that surrounds your entire being. This is your field, your personal frequency, your living aura. With each breath, expand this sphere further. See it glowing brighter, more coherent, more harmonious. Imagine that every cell in your body is vibrating with this golden light, releasing old patterns of fear, lack, and limitation. Let them dissolve in the radiance. You are not forcing this, you are allowing it. Feel the relief, the freedom, the subtle joy of remembering that you are light, you are energy, you are infinite. Now, bring to mind the reality you wish to manifest. It could be abundance, healing, love, or peace. Do not think of it as distant or future. Imagine it is happening now. See yourself living it. But more importantly, feel it. What does it feel like to already be whole, to already be abundant, to already be loved? Let that feeling rise in your chest like a warm tide. Let it spread through your body until your entire being is vibrating with it. This is the secret. Emotion is the language of the field. Thought sends the signal, but emotion draws the reality back to you. When your intention is charged with genuine feeling, the field cannot resist. It begins to reorganize matter, circumstances, and synchronicities to match your vibration. Stay in this state for a few moments. Breathe it, live it. Allow your imagination to sculpt the scene in vivid detail, the colors, the sounds, the sensations. Let your body believe it so completely that it no longer distinguishes between vision and reality. You are not waiting for the future, you are collapsing it into the now. When you are ready, gently return your awareness to the present moment, but bring the energy with you. Feel how your body has shifted, how your chest feels more open, how your mind feels clearer. You have just performed a ritual of alignment, a rehearsal of your future, a tuning of your frequency. And the field has already received your signal. Do not underestimate the simplicity of this practice. The mind often believes that great power must require great complexity. But the truth is, the universe is elegantly simple. Align your frequency, and reality follows. This is why children, with their innocent imagination, often manifest effortlessly. They do not doubt, they do not complicate, they simply feel and allow. Practice this daily. Even for just a few minutes, and watch what happens. The shift will not always be dramatic at first. Sometimes it will be subtle, a chance encounter, a small blessing, an unexpected sign. But these are confirmations, feedback from the field, that you are radiating differently. And the more you practice, the stronger the signal becomes, until your entire life begins to reshape itself around your awakened vibration. Remember, you are not begging the universe for favors. You are not forcing outcomes. You are tuning your instrument so that the symphony of existence can play through you in harmony. The quantum field is not outside of you, it is you. And when you align with it, you step into the flow of creation itself. This is how ancient mystics performed miracles, how shamans spoke with spirits, how healers touched the invisible currents of life. They understood that matter bends to energy, and energy bends to consciousness. You are rediscovering the same truth in a language adapted to your time. Science calls it quantum mechanics. Mystics call it divine union. Both are pointing to the same reality. You are a creator of worlds, disguised as a human being. The ritual you just performed is only the beginning. In the next step, we will go deeper. You will learn how to identify and dissolve the unconscious programs that keep lowering your vibration, and how to rewire your energy field so that your elevated state becomes not a temporary glimpse, but your natural way of being. This is the gateway to true transformation. What you have just experienced is not fantasy or wishful imagination. It is the ancient language of creation rediscovered. And to truly understand the magnitude of what you practiced, we must expand our perspective and look at how science and mysticism, though centuries apart, are now speaking the same truth. For thousands of years, sages, mystics, and shamans spoke of the subtle body, the aura, the spirit that radiates beyond flesh. They taught that this invisible force was the true essence of a person, and that by aligning it, miracles could be performed. Western culture dismissed these teachings as myth, but quietly, modern physics began to catch up. Quantum mechanics revealed that particles exist as waves of probability until observed, that energy, not matter, is the foundation of reality, that the very act of observation collapses possibility into form. In other words, consciousness is not a passive witness, it is the sculptor of existence. And then neuroscience added another layer. When you imagine an experience vividly, your brain fires the same neural patterns as if you were actually living it. If you rehearse gratitude, joy, or wholeness, your body begins to produce the chemistry of those states. Hormones shift, immune cells strengthen, the nervous system reorganizes. You are literally becoming the future before it arrives. The HeartMath Institute has shown that the human heart produces an electromagnetic field that is measurable several feet beyond the body. When you cultivate emotions like gratitude or compassion, that field becomes coherent, radiating order into the environment. Plants grow differently in its presence. Other people's heart rhythms synchronize with it. The field is contagious. You are not an isolated being. You are a broadcaster of frequency. Now think of what this means when millions live in fear, anger, or division. Their chaotic fields ripple into the collective, shaping a world of conflict and separation. This is why the planet feels heavy, why humanity repeats cycles of suffering. But also, think of what it means when even a few awaken, radiating coherence, love, and elevated states. Their frequency ripples outward too, and coherence is stronger than chaos. One candle can light a dark room. One coherent heart can affect thousands. Mystics describe this as the web of life, the net of Indra, the cosmic tapestry in which every jewel reflects all the others. Today, physicists call it the quantum field, a unified energy in which all things are entangled. What one part does affects the whole instantly, beyond space and time. When you raise your vibration, you are not only changing your life, you are subtly shifting the entire field of humanity. This is why your practice matters. It is not selfish to cultivate joy, to radiate love, to feel abundance. It is service to the whole. Every moment you step out of fear and into coherence, you contribute to tipping the balance of the field. Your transformation becomes part of a collective awakening. The great error is to believe that the world will change from the outside, that governments, systems, or leaders will fix the brokenness. History shows us otherwise. True change always begins within, one heart at a time, one vibration at a time. Mystics have always known this. Quantum science now echoes the same message. The battlefield of the future is not external, it is vibrational. So pause for a moment and consider this. What would humanity look like if millions of us practiced alignment daily? If gratitude, compassion, and unity were the frequencies radiating into the field instead of fear and division. Wars would end before they began. Healing would accelerate across the globe. The planet itself would respond, for even nature is entangled in the vibration of humanity. This is not utopia, it is the logical consequence of resonance. Just as two strings tuned to the same note vibrate together, human beings tuned to coherence vibrate together as well. The challenge is not whether it works. The challenge is whether enough of us will awaken to practice it. You are part of this awakening, By listening, by practicing, by embodying this knowledge, you are already shifting the field. Every breath of coherence you radiate is a ripple of light in the collective sea. And the more ripples we send, the sooner a wave of transformation washes over humanity. Never underestimate your role. The mind may say, "I am just one person, what difference can I make?" But energy is not measured by quantity alone, but by quality. A coherent frequency is exponentially more powerful than scattered chaos. One aligned being can outweigh thousands lost in unconsciousness. This has been demonstrated in studies of meditation groups, lowering crime rates in cities, and in countless unrecorded but felt shifts across cultures. The truth is simple: your vibration matters, and it matters more than you can imagine. By practicing alignment, you are not only shaping your destiny, you are becoming a lighthouse for others, a living reminder that another way is possible. And as we move forward, I will guide you deeper into how to maintain this state, how to prevent old patterns from pulling you back, and how to stabilize your frequency until coherence becomes your natural baseline. Because it is one thing to taste the power of alignment once, and another to live it as your way of being. That is the true mastery, the true unlocking of the hidden quantum power within you. To truly unlock the hidden quantum power within you, it is not enough to generate elevated states for a few moments and then return to old habits. The key is reprogramming your energy at the deepest level, dissolving the unconscious patterns that keep pulling you back into fear, lack, or limitation. Think of it like planting a new garden. You cannot simply scatter seeds on hard ground. You must first clear the weeds, prepare the soil, and then nurture the new growth until it becomes strong. So let us go deeper now. Close your eyes again and bring your awareness to your body. Feel into the weight of your shoulders, the tension in your chest, the subtle unease in your stomach. These are the echoes of old programs, the vibrations of past experiences that never left your field. Do not resist them. Acknowledge them. Say to yourself silently, "I see you. I allow you." For energy cannot be forced away, but it can be transmuted by awareness. Now, imagine that each of these tensions, each of these heavy emotions, is a knot of dark energy within your field. See them clearly. Fear may appear as a black stone in your chest, doubt as a shadow behind your eyes, scarcity as chains around your waist. Allow the images to rise naturally. Trust what your inner vision shows you. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, imagine a golden light descending from above your head, entering through your crown, and flooding your body. This light is pure consciousness, pure coherence, the energy of the quantum field itself. As it moves through you, see it touching each knot, each shadow, each chain. Watch as they begin to dissolve, not with force, but with compassion. The light does not fight the darkness. It simply reveals its illusion, and the darkness disappears. Stay with this process. With every breath, the golden light flows deeper, cleansing old memories, healing wounds, dissolving programs you may not even be aware of. Allow your body to tremble if it needs. Allow tears if they come. Allow silence if nothing happens at all. Trust that the field is responding. Trust that energy is shifting. When you feel lighter, when the shadows have softened, bring your attention back to the flame in your heart. See it glowing brighter than before, fed by the golden light that has now filled your entire being. This flame is your true essence, your indestructible spark. No trauma, no belief, no limitation can ever extinguish it. It is eternal, infinite, untouched. Now, from this flame, radiate a new signal into the field. Choose consciously what you will broadcast. Whisper to yourself, "I am abundance." Feel it in every cell. Whisper, "I am love." Let your body melt into it. Whisper, "I am free." And notice how your field expands, how the space around you vibrates differently, how you are no longer a prisoner of the past, but a transmitter of a new reality. Visualize your life reshaping itself around this new vibration. See relationships that honor your worth. See opportunities aligned with your true purpose. See your body radiating health and vitality. Do not chase these visions. Allow them to arise naturally as reflections of your frequency. And know that as you hold them, the field is already reorganizing itself to meet you. This is reprogramming, Each time you dissolve an old knot and replace it with a coherent vibration, you are rewriting the energetic code of your being. And because the field responds instantly, you are also rewriting the code of your reality. Many people struggle because they try to fight their old patterns. They resist their fear, battle their doubts, suppress their anger. But what you resist persists, because resistance itself is energy. The secret is not to fight the shadow, but to illuminate it. Not to suppress emotion, but to transmute it. Every shadow is just light waiting to be remembered. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. Old programs lose their grip, and your elevated state becomes your new baseline. You no longer need to try to feel abundant. You simply are. You no longer strive to manifest love. You radiate it effortlessly. You no longer chase freedom. You embody it with every breath. And here is the most beautiful part. As you reprogram yourself, you become a catalyst for others. People feel different around you. They sense the coherence in your field. Without words, you inspire them to rise, to question their own patterns, to remember their own light. You become a living transmission, a lighthouse guiding others through the fog. This is the deeper meaning of awakening. It is not escaping the world, but illuminating it. Not isolating yourself from humanity, but radiating so powerfully that you transform humanity simply by being. And as we approach the final stage of this journey, remember this truth. The field is listening to you in every moment. It does not wait for rituals. It does not require ceremonies. Every thought, every emotion, every breath is a ritual, a signal, a creation. The question is not whether you are manifesting, you always are. The question is, what are you choosing to manifest? In the next and final step, you will discover how to anchor this state permanently, how to step fully into the role of creator, and how to live each day as a conscious channel of the hidden quantum power that has always been yours. You have now walked through the hidden door that so many spend their entire lives searching for without ever finding. You have remembered that you are not flesh trapped in time, but consciousness vibrating as energy in a limitless field. You have felt the shift inside your heart. You have witnessed how light dissolves shadow, and you have practiced sending a coherent signal into the sea of possibility that surrounds you. But here is the ultimate revelation. You are not meant to practice this once and then forget. You are meant to live it. Every day, every breath, every thought is part of the grand ritual of existence. Life itself is your temple, and your awareness is the sacred fire that burns within it. When you wake in the morning, you are not simply opening your eyes to another routine. You are stepping into a field of infinite probabilities, waiting for your frequency to decide which ones will crystallize into form. If you begin your day in fear, you collapse into fearful outcomes. If you begin in gratitude, you collapse into a day of blessings. The choice is yours, and it is renewed every sunrise. Remember this truth. The field does not reward effort. It reflects alignment. You do not have to struggle, force, or beg. You only have to choose coherence, again and again, until it becomes your nature. Thoughts are electric, emotions are magnetic, and together they are sculpting your reality, whether you realize it or not. The secret is to realize it, to embrace it, and to master it. This is why the mystics could heal with a touch, why visionaries throughout history seem to bend reality itself. They were not different from you. They were not chosen, nor were they superhuman. They simply learned to align their vibration so completely that the field could not help but mirror their inner state. You carry the same power. It has always been yours. Now imagine what your life could look like if you lived this truth fully. Imagine waking up not in fear, but in certainty. Imagine relationships rooted in love rather than need. Imagine health flowing naturally because your cells are bathed in the chemistry of joy. Imagine abundance not as something you chase, but as something you radiate. This is not fantasy, it is resonance, and resonance is law. The only thing that can stand in your way is forgetfulness. The world will tempt you to fall asleep again, to drown in noise, to believe you are powerless. But every time you remember, every time you return to your breath, to your heart, to your field, you reclaim your place as creator. Awakening is not a single event, it is a daily choice. And every time you choose coherence, the universe responds. So let this be your vow, to live as energy, to breathe as energy, to create as energy. Let your life become a beacon of light that reminds others of their own power. Because when you awaken the world. When you rise, you invite others to rise with you. And when enough of us remember, the entire fabric of reality will shift. Feel this now, your body tingling with possibility, your heart radiating coherence, your mind wide open to infinity. You are not separate, you are the field, dreaming itself into form. You are the spark and the flame, the drop and the ocean, the question and the answer. You are the hidden quantum power, revealed at last. Carry this with you, practice it, live it. And when the world asks what your secret is, you will know the truth. There was never a secret. You simply remembered what you are. And if these words have touched you, if you feel the resonance deep within, let it be the beginning of a journey, not the end. Continue exploring, continue awakening, continue unlocking the mysteries that have always lived in your soul. Because this is only the opening chapter. There are still deeper truths, greater practices, and hidden dimensions waiting for you. And together, we will walk through them.